I came to Dubai in June of 2023. After taking a while to settle, it took us a good 2 or 3 months. I was ready for that business networking. We had a business in Dubai, it was a completely different country. So, from the UK, it's very different in terms of networking. We were part of bigger networking groups, which was great in Dubai. We joined coaching programs, and that's kind of how we found our network. When I got to Dubai, I was clueless. I was like, how do they do business here in Dubai? What are the cultural differences? What should I be aware of? How should I dress? Etc., etc. Anyhow, so I did what any normal person would do. I went onto the Meetup app. I know that I did a few meetups myself in London. So basically, I was like, right, let me go jump onto the app and let me see what's available. So there's a ton of meetups here. There's meetups for everything in Dubai, from teenagers to cooking to socializing to business. There's so many business meetups happening here. So I decided to attend one that had been going for the longest. I think this one stood out to me because it'd been going for 10 years in Dubai. So I thought, wow, that's seriously established. So let me try and visit that one. So I remember it was a Wednesday, and most of the networking actually happens in downtown. And we were living in Dubai Hills at the time, so I think it was about a 25-minute to downtown. So just to give you an idea of where it was. But basically, I went to this networking event, and it was actually speed networking. And this is where you sit amongst, I think there's like 20 or 30 people, and you're sitting opposite each other. You get a minute each, it's timed, and you get to basically give 1 minute pitch of your business, and they give it a pitch back. You exchange business cards. Business cards are massive here, so do share and do have your business cards ready. So when I went to this speed networking, I went about 4 or 5 weeks in a row, and it was really, really good. And at one of these, I actually met a person who asked me where I was from, and then he mentioned, had I heard of another network which was called BNI? And I was like, yeah, I've heard of that. Isn't that crazy networking thing where people go super early in the morning and it's super dark and they're on their phones and they're like, I'm on the way to BNI? And then he mentioned, yeah, they do actually open up quite early. But what happened is he said, why don't you go along for a visitor's day? And I was like, okay, let me try this, because I need to obviously understand networking here. I'm super, super interested. So I went along to BNI for a visitor's day. And in the UAE and in Dubai especially, BNI is huge. I mean, almost every single business owner in Dubai who's been here for 20 or 30 years is in BNI. It's a great platform to find reputable people in those industries that you need. Let me give you an example. It's not just good for business and to share referrals. I don't know if you know anything about BNI, but BNI is it's actually called Business Network International. I think it was started in 1980s by Ivan Meisner in the US. The US has tons, and there's these things called chapters. Chapters just means groups. So every area has its own group or chapter, and that has the members. And the good thing about BNI is only one person with that category can join one group. So like if you're in tax, only one tax person can join. And if another person in tax joined, you'd have to have a different category that was like audit. So it's really good that it's like a one person, one category policy. Now, in the chapter that I visited, I thought this is awesome. I mean, I'm into software, AI-powered CRM. So I was like, great, it was fantastic. There was no one else doing that. So I joined. I joined this BNI network after 2 visits. So the first time I went there, it was super funny. I was like, how can this network possibly serve me? Because they don't have my ideal customers here. And it's actually really funny and ironic. And I'll tell you why. Networking is super, super important. When I first got there, I used to think that my ideal audience was coaches, which is no longer. But let's just stay there. And then I thought, BNI doesn't have coaches. How are you my ideal audience? And then I was about to leave the room. And then the gentleman that I spoke to, who'd been there for 5 years, he's been in Dubai for 20 years, he has an events business. He basically said, I have a network of over 100 coaches. So how are you sure that BNI doesn't have coaches for you? And then the actual penny clicked for me. And it was that basically, when you join a business network, it's never about the contacts in the network. It's always about the contacts. But what you have to do to enable that relationship of the contacts is build the relationship. BNI is all about building relationships. I know it sounds cliche, but you have to build the relationships first and basically show up, be present, be ready to give value, and ultimately business will come slowly but surely. So I found BNI an amazing platform as a new business owner in Dubai. First and foremost, it gave me the contacts that I needed. Like when I needed to go and get a lease car, I just contacted the person in BNI. He's been there for 4 or 5 years. So I can literally take his word for it, and I know that it's going to be a reputable company that I'm going to. Whenever you need anything, there's always someone in BNI who can do it. So it's that credible sort of reputation that you're looking for that's there. Also, it acts as a really sort of bigger extended family. They have, this was probably not the best time for me to film this video, but I'm going to finish it anyway. They basically have events happening at Christmas, during holidays, and you all get together, and it's really nice. It's like a really tight-knit family. That's the way I can explain it. I've done networking in the UK, but BNI is really, really, really such a great place where you actually form such good bonds. And last but not least, they have a global network. So we're going to Malaysia for some time. They have a BNI in Malaysia. So it creates that connection of people across geographies, and it remains consistent. And it's just an amazing platform as a business owner to join. So yeah, that would be my take on networking for business owners when it comes to moving to Dubai. I would definitely recommend speed networking downtown in Dubai, and also I'd recommend going for a visitor's day in BNI. I would say this one thing, that if you do go for a visitor's day, make sure that you think about the location that you choose for your BNI. I made the mistake. How many mistakes haven't I made? I made the mistake of really choosing one that was quite far. It was like 30 minutes away, and then we moved and it became 40 minutes away. So do be mindful of, if you decide to join, where you're joining and which one. There's many chapters, like I said, groups or chapters. There's about 40 of them in Dubai. So try and choose one that's in close proximity to you, so that you're not spending too much time driving and commuting back and forth. Also, there are ones at different times of the day. So like I said, you have the 6 a.m.ers, or sorry, it starts at 7 a.m., but to get there for 6:30 a.m. You have midday, you have online, and you even have some evening chapters now. So do bear that in mind. I hope that was helpful in helping you to understand what networking is available to business owners in Dubai, and how you can benefit from it. If you like today's video, then give me a like, do subscribe to hear more videos like this, and do comment below on any experience that you've had about networking in Dubai, or any questions that you might have. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.